Today's video is of an article that's a little bit older, but it's something that just came across my desk, for lack of a better word, and I really want to cover it because there's so much serious stuff going on. Let's have something that we can all look at and go, well, that was dumb. And no, I'm not talking about the iDubbbz Content Cop, which was also dumb. I might do a stream on that one. I'm not too sure yet, but digress. I want to cover this video today, or article today, and let's just have a laugh. And England will be forced to answer for their crimes on this one. Council forced to cough up 63,000 Great British pounds, or like 83,400 American, in compensation after gender-fluid Dachshund sparks a trans debate. Debate. Same thing. I'll bring this up tonight, Friday, 5:30, on the AAA on this channel, but this is just bonkers. You think the headline's crazy. Wait till we get into the article. A transgender row has erupted at a city council after a gender-fluid dachshund and its owner were subjected to transphobic comments. Yeah, the sausage dog named Pablo Vittar, after a Brazilian drag queen of the same name, is owned by a Cambridgeshire upon council staff member. What are these names? Foreign, who sausage dog got me a little bit. That was pretty funny. But the whole premise of this is it's just insanity. It's a dog. It's not a person. It doesn't speak English. See what I mean? This is the slippery slope people talked about many years ago. Not saying they were right, but this is exactly what they were talking about. Foreign hosted a video call among the authorities' LGBT plus employee group. In her call, Foreign had claimed that the pet was gender fluid and wore a dress to start a, quote, debate about gender. Now, what exactly was the debate you were trying to start about gender when you put your dog in a dress and told people that they have to call it a girl dog? I'm assuming a girl dog. Because if it was a girl dog that you put in a dress, everything would be... I don't know. There's not really much of a debate here. But, okay, it's a sausage dog in a dress. What debate are you trying to start here? Because 99.9999% of people are going to just look at this and go, what a silly bitch, and just keep going with their day. Oh, bitch, it's punny. But, like, what debate are you trying to start? Is the dog a drag queen? Is the dog trans? I can't believe I just said that in a real sentence. Is the dog trans? It's a dog. I don't think dogs have much of a gender identity besides their biological urge. But here we are, either way. Here is the aforementioned trans sausage. He had in the past brought his so the person. What is the dog? Doesn't matter. He had in the past brought his dachshund to City Council-run gay pride event. City Council-run gay pride. GB News has seen images of the dog decked out in pride colors in front of the trans protest placards and flags. Okay. All right. Okay, so you go to these trans protest things and you bring your dog, and the dog is there to meet all his friends, and everyone's there to see the dog. Of course, everywhere you go with the dog, everybody is there for the dog. But what I'm trying to figure out is where you go from, yes, my dog is trans, he wears a dress named after a drag queen, to the city has to pay me $800 or $80,000. Like, well, how do we get from point A to point B? But he came under fire from 62-year-old colleague Elizabeth Pitt, is said to have made non-inclusive and transphobic remarks, including declaring, "Your dog is male," and comments about women-only spaces and participation in women's sports. A little context here would be helpful. Like, was this on a meeting, a video call? And they're like, "Well, my dog's a woman." It's like, "No, your dog's not a woman. I was there. I helped you pay for it to get fixed. It's not a..." Like, what was the context to this? Because I have a real hard time believing that this dude walks in with a wiener dog in a dress and some old lady goes, "Ah, your dog's a guy. Why is it in a dress? By the way, I have issues with women's only spaces and trans people in women's sport." Like, there was something else that happened here, but we'll never know that, probably because it made sense for them to say it. But I guess making sense anymore doesn't matter. We're suing because someone called a dog in a dress a guy. What sense has left the building? Foreign formally complained, claiming Pitt had attacked his personal choices and lived experiences, and her transphobic comments caused an emotional impact on the peer group. What? I'm just starting to think that this entire thing was a phishing scheme to get somebody to make a comment. That way they can turn around and go, I am offended. You have to pay me immediately for my offense that I took. Because remember, offense is never given. It is always taken. And an emotional... I feel like this was all a setup. They were just fishing for somebody to make some comment about the fucking dog and then to turn around. I just want to know, a lot of things, but particularly I would like it explained to me how an old lady going, "Your dog's a guy, a male, a male dog, and why is it wearing a dress?" Which I don't think happened in the first place. But how does a woman saying that the dog is male affect this owner's lived experiences? Like, how do we get from A to B? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Pitt was formally disciplined by council managers, but then at a tribunal, the authority admitted that it had discriminated against the 62-year-old social worker for her beliefs and was ordered to pay £63,000 in compensation. Oh, okay, so this just completely flip-turned, huh? They thought it was going to go a totally different direction. Maybe there is some sense left in all of this because they really buried this in the story. It seems like they paid the woman who called the dog male money instead of the dog owner. I bet the dog owner was trying to get money. My opinion on that has not changed. I bet that's what was trying to happen, but maybe the person had made the whole thing up. But either way, they didn't get paid, and I bet they were furious. Foreign submitted evidence in a hearing in which he wrote, I identify my dog. I identify my dog. Okay. As gender fluid, and I actually enjoy speaking with people about human, not dog, gender expression and how we as a society imprinted this in animal... Imprinted this in animals, and culturally we repeat gender expressions and stereotype to the young generation. We have not imprinted any gender expressions onto animals. That's the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. Animals live on base instinct. We cannot imprint... What gender expression does a dog have? What gender expression does a cat have? Like, how can we imprint something on them that they do not have? That the owners did not choose, I should say. Are you comparing the young generation to animals by saying that we imprint it on the young generation like we do our pets? Your point is stupid and your logic is dumb. Pitt's comments were described as offensive and nasty opinions in some of the complaints filed against her, with one calling her tone really aggressive. Was it, though? Because it doesn't sound like it was. She was ordered by management to refrain from comments or actions in the workplace that might discriminate against others on the grounds of protected characteristics. Like having a trans dog? The 62-year-old who was gay was also banned from contacting any members of the LGBT+ group or attending their events. This really does sound like it's furthering the narrative that we have heard floating around, or at least I've heard it because I've been doing this for a long time, that new groups of people coming into the LGBT community are trying to push out the old groups of people, not necessarily just old in age, but they are trying to push out lesbians and, well, women writ large are being pushed out of this community, and bi people. But this really does seem to go along with that, because how is the gay woman banned from LGBT stuff for saying a dog is a man? Like, what? Try to put yourself in the shoes of somebody 10 years ago and explain this to them. They'd be like, what the fuck? Are you insane? But now here we are. This is slippery slope. In response, she complained, arguing that the council's reaction to her beliefs amounted to harassment and direct discrimination, which it does sound like is the case. I would agree with that. I'm just very happy to know that this is where Britain's tax dollars are going, honestly. The article then goes on to explain how the judge had ruled in her favor because it is a philosophical belief that it's a factual belief that the dog is, a male dog. They awarded her $30,000 in loss of earnings and $22,000 in compensation, totaling out $55,000 plus $8,000 for the legal defense fund that she had to buy for calling a dog male because the dog was male. I don't know, man. This seems like an incredible use of tax money in Britain. But it does set an important precedent, I think, going forward. A council spokesperson said, "We strive to create a safe, inclusive, and compassionate environment for people who work in and recognize the needs. This needs to be balanced with everyone being entitled to express their own views and beliefs. We will reflect carefully on this final outcome as we undertake a review of our policies and procedures accordingly." So I can think of one extremely glaring issue that would help you a lot going forward to save you from another $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 case, and that being get rid of the person who's trying to get other people in trouble for saying that a dog is a male in order to get some type of compensation from you guys for some perceived slight. That would be my number one thing. Review that. Then you can talk about, I don't know, if a dog is trans or not. Start low, then move up. It seems pretty basic to me. But that is it for this one, guys. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like, all that stuff, and I will see you tonight, Friday, 5:30 on the AAA